Ewing Chevrolet has been associated with Wern Rausch Locke advertising for about the past 8 years.
I've been associated with Wern Rausch for about a little over 12 years.
Since 1989.
Since 1972.
I've personally been associated with Dave Rausch and Wern Rausch Locke for approximately 8 years since I've been in Canton.
1979, I think, that I've been working with Wern Rausch Locke. Long time.
They have handled our advertisement ever since we started a company down in West Virginia called Total Distribution, Inc.
I've been associated with Wern Rausch Locke for 10 years.
But I'm going to guess it's at least 20 years, Tony.
The Hoover Company started using the services of Wern Rausch Locke about 5 years ago, and we really needed some outside advice as well as some hands-on service to help us with our public relations activities here in the local community.
The main reason I chose Wern Rausch Locke is it was a full-service agency. I could get my radio commercials done, I could get my newspaper ads produced, I could even have point-of-purchase materials manufactured right at the agency.
I think they have a very good knowledge of the industrial market, and we can give them a general idea of what we want, and they can go back and put it together and make a good presentation to us, and it's right on target.
George Wern. And he came and told us what he planned to do for us, and it all sounded good, and damned if it hasn't been.
Oftentimes we call upon Wern Rausch Locke to prepare advertising. Oftentimes it's video needs. Then there are many special projects, and we find that whatever the nature of the project, the agency is responsive to that particular need. They're able to understand the particular niche that we're looking at, and also very responsive to deadlines.
Three things impressed me about using Wern Rausch Locke agency. The first thing that comes to mind is the timeliness of the material that they can provide to us. We operate on a very strict deadline. Sometimes we're not quite sure when and what material we're going to need, and because they are local, we can call David, and within just a few hours he can be in our office. Second is the quality of the material they provide us. It's excellent in nature and compares with any material that we've been, or any agency that we've used in the past. And the third is the creativeness. We asked David and Wern Rausch Locke on occasion to do things that we haven't the slightest idea what we want. And it amazes me how they can come back with a very good number of creative applications for the things that we're interested in providing to certain trade allies.
Probably the most impressive thing that I see with Wern Rausch Locke is their creativity.
Creative thinking and matching that thinking to what we really had in mind but could not express.
But it's true. You do outstanding work, and you have good creative, and you have sharp people over there, and that's the kind of thing that would impress any client.
The thing that impresses me the most about Wern Rausch Locke is their attention to detail and their personal service.
I think the thing that impresses me the most about the agency is their responsiveness. We feel that we can call them at any time, and unfortunately, lots of the time we just don't have the lead time that we all need to get projects done, and we know that we can call them and they will respond immediately. They will try to get us the work that we need, and they're just like an extra pair of hands off-site, and they're always working to help us. They're very, very responsive.
Their desire to do a first-rate job.
They want to serve you, and they want to respond quickly.
Because of their follow-through, being able to deliver on a moment's notice, they go out of their way all the time.
Historically, we've used another agency to develop the video and the productions for this type of presentation. And approximately 2 years ago, because of very strict and short deadlines, we contacted Dave Rausch at Wern Rausch Locke and asked him if they could provide us with this type of material. Not only did they provide it in the manner and the timeliness that we needed it, but they wrote it, they produced it. The quality of the video production was excellent, and the program in itself came off very, very well with our trade allies.
The relationship and success with Paul Harvey. People identify me with Paul Harvey because of Wern Rausch Locke's influence with him and knowledge of him and getting us involved there.
They've handled trade shows for us in Philadelphia, Atlantic City, and McCormick Place in Chicago. It was real successful. We had a lot of attention. We got over 400 inquiries, and we paid for the trade show in 6 months.
There's no comparison. Wern Rausch Locke has been the best agency that Ewing Chevrolet has ever been with.
They always meet our needs. They understand us. They work with us until they understand our products and the people they're working with. I can't imagine not working with Wern Rausch Locke.
If I were to recommend Wern Rausch Locke, probably the first thing I would say is if you want someone to take your business and take it a step further, they would be the advertising agency I'd choose. Basically, they can see what you have and what is marketable about your agency, maybe some areas you never thought of.
Let them run with it. Explain what your needs are and let them use their ability to match your needs.
The people are very talented there. They're very responsive. They are there to help us. And I think that anyone would be very fortunate to work with them.
When you find somebody close that's that good, you're foolish not to use them.
You know that if you're using Wern Rausch Locke, that all you need to do is place a phone call and say, this is our project, this is our need, can you come in and talk with us about it? They'll have ideas to share, they'll listen to what our needs are, and come back with some recommendations about how to go about doing it, and work through that process with us. They'll listen to any suggestions we have. They're flexible and responsive to the time frame that we need to have a project completed.
If you want the best, you go to Wern Rausch Locke.